We'll move on to Tua Tagovailoa. And Tua is the expert consensus rank quarterback 8. But for me, I've moved him down to quarterback 9. And as we get more news about whether Tua's back injury is going to affect him, like I'm going to be listening to a lot of the beat reporters and saying, oh, they're worried about Tua and his throws, or he's going to be working out pregame. He's questionable going into Thursday. So I want to be a little bit lower than consensus right now, and then willing to drop him even further if I hear negative news, if the narrative shifts. Right now, I'm assuming Tua is going to play. The Miami Dolphins have 21 points implied for their team total implied. And the Cincinnati Bengals have not been an easy matchup. They've, played against Dallas where they did lose to Cooper Rush, but it's not like Cooper Rush was hitting CD Lamb, a player who is fast and is able to get open. So I am concerned about Tua hitting a ceiling game. Let's look at the last first 3 games of this year. Tua did have a ceiling game against Baltimore, but Baltimore lost a lot of its secondary, and that's why he was able to take advantage of these defensive backs. 469 passing yards against Baltimore. Quarterback 2 on the week, 40 fantasy points, 6 passing touchdowns. He did have 2 picks, but I think what's going to be more common is this New England Buffalo. So maybe somewhere in between, right? Because in Buffalo, he was last week, he was quarterback 25, only 11 fantasy points. He threw for 1 touchdown, only 186 passing yards. And then in week 1, but take a step back too. Tua was hurt in week 3. He only had 18 pass attempts. Teddy Bridgewater had to come in for a bit for this game, and it was really, really hot. And so the Tyreek Hills and the Jalen Waddles of the world, I mean, even Stephon Diggs was laying on the sideline during a crucial play near the end of the game. Reality is, it was a tough game for Tua week 3. But in New England week 1, he had 270 passing yards, which I would think would happen, but also passing touchdown, just 1. So there is a floor for Tua that's a little scary. So if we hear negative reports about Tua Tagovailoa, I am willing to move him down my rankings even further than the expert consensus rankings of quarterback 8. So I want to make sure that Tua is willing to move down. Right now, it's just a conservative movement down, but that is open to being changed as it comes to game time in less than 24 hours.